Welcome to Wanderlust Max. I'm here on the southern edge of Oregon's Willamette Valley to climb Mount Pisgah near Eugene and to explore the Snag Boat Bend Wildlife refuge near Corvallis. The Willamette Valley has been my home since the age of 2. The greenery and diversity of its landscapes and the lushness of its environments have instilled within me an appreciation for nature that I carry wherever I go. It's a rainy weekend in early June, and I'm staying at the Strange Vibes motel in Halsey, Oregon, which is situated between Eugene and Corvallis. Eager to shake off the strange vibes of the motel, I made my way through the flattest landscape I've come across in the Willamette Valley toward the Snag Boat Bend Wildlife refuge. I don't know why, it just feels creepy to be here. Hunt kiosk. A pervasive feeling of oddness continued to swell within me as I navigated through the wet, grassy pathways along this extensive backwater slough. Yes, that's right.
Backwater. Slough.
Which was formed by the confluence of Lake Creek and the Willamette River. A slough is a wetland, often a backwater to a larger body of water. The water tends to be stagnant or may flow slowly on a seasonal basis. It provides habitat for turtles, waterfowl, and deer, but most importantly, ducks and beavers, whose rivalry dates back to 1894, making it one of the oldest college football rivalries in the country. I was looping around the trails when I came across a sheltered birdwatching blind that overlooks the widest section of the backwater and lets visitors have an opportunity to observe the local wildlife from the comfort of a wooden hut, full of wasp nests and informational plaques about the local wildlife that you will most likely not be lucky or patient enough to see. Halsey is a small town of about 1,000 people, known for its mill, which produces about 200,000 tons per year of high-grade pulp from Douglas fir trees. Within a few minutes, I was in Brownsville, which is where you'll find the oldest standing building in the state of Oregon, Alexander Kirk's famous cabin built in 1847, which is now preserved and enclosed inside of Kirk's Ferry Trading Post restaurant. Let's just see if this pizza is all good. After checking out of the Strange Vibes motel, I proceeded to my next destination in order to climb to the summit of Mount Pisgah and to explore the surrounding Howard Buford recreation area, which is set between the confluence of the coast and middle forks of the Willamette River and is a popular destination for birders, equestrians, and nature lovers. The trail to the summit involves a gradual ascent of about 1,000 feet. The crisp air and the early June breeze kept me refreshed as I kept pausing to take in the view of the valley draped in sumptuous Oregon green. The top of Mount Pisgah is large, with plenty of room to explore. Views of the valley below span out in all directions. The crisp air and gentle breeze lend a meditative, mountaintop quality if you momentarily forget that you're only up about 1,500 feet. 12 to 15,000 years ago, the Willamette Valley was periodically under 300 to 400 feet of water under a lake named Lake Allison, after Oregon State University geologist Ira S. Allison, who was the first person to identify and correlate Willamette silt soil with soils at the former lake bed of Lake Washington in eastern Washington. A series of massive Ice Age floods from Lake Missoula in Montana carried the topsoil down through the Columbia River Gorge and added to the exceptional fertility of the Willamette Valley. As I gazed down upon the lush valley floor below, I took pleasure in imagining what this scene would have looked like during those massive floods that formed Lake Allison 12 to 15,000 years ago. After getting soaked from head to toe by some dark rain clouds passing overhead, I made my way back down the trail toward the valley floor, pausing to enjoy the pretty wildflowers, of course. An expanse of rare white oak savanna hallmarks the Howard Buford Recreation Area, a 2,400-acre county park that offers more than 16 miles of hiking trails, which means you can really choose your own adventure, hike-wise. It's no secret that it rains a lot on the west coast. On the west coast of New Zealand, they have a saying, if you can see the hills, it's going to rain. If you can't see the hills, it's raining. I made my way past a bed of not-so-wild flowers to investigate the North Bottomlands Loop, a loop that leads through a floodplain forest along the coast fork of the Willamette River. Kind of funny, I didn't wear a lot of U of O gear when I lived here. Now that I'm back, I look all ducked out. These glasses, shirt. As you stroll along the Bottomlands Trail, remember to keep your dogs under voice control in order to keep them from messing with pup-rearing coyotes nearby. The coyotes thank you for your cooperation. In the north end of the park, the Lane County Mounted Posse operates a 20-acre horse arena, which is used for riding events. I've always found the placement of anti-smoking signs curious. This one is a reminder not to use any kind of smoking instrument in the park. But isn't that rusted hunk of metal considered a smoking instrument? Next, I came across the historic Ansel loafing shed. Thought to myself, what in the world is a loafing shed? I tried to answer this question by examining the artifacts lying around. I found some rusty chains, old metal farming equipment, some old plywood, and freaky-looking animal bones. But apparently a loafing shed is actually just a place to provide shelter for livestock. Nearby is the historic Ansel House, which housed the farmers and ranchers who used to produce dairy products, tend to an orchard, and grow hops in the area approximately 100 years ago. I can't help but imagine what life must have been like here back then. It's no wonder that pioneers risked everything back in the 1800s to reach this beautiful territory. Thanks for watching Wanderlust Max, signing off from the promised land of flowing milk and honey, Oregon's Willamette Valley.